I am in around $125,000 in debt. I'm actually ashamed because how did I get here? Well, I know how I got here, but when it happens slowly and gradually builds up, you don't realize that you keep adding debt and weight onto your shoulders. And I wrote it all down, and I have my expenses and my debts all written down on notebook paper. Old school. I got my highlighters and everything you see back here. And I written it down, and it was a hard pill to swallow, but it's something that has to be done. I am a mail lady, so I make a good amount of money, very decent. And when you start looking at, okay, I can afford this, I can afford this a month. I'm trying to say a month and payment at the same time. I can afford this payment. I can afford this. Oh, this is just $100 a month. It starts to build up, and 100 plus 200, and then 150, 75. It starts to eat away at your paycheck, and that's exactly what has happened to me. And now I'm trying to become. I will be debt free. I will be debt free. So this is going to be a journey. And I hope you guys can join along for the ride and you can see my progress. And if you're in debt too, maybe it'll motivate you to look at your numbers, write them down on paper, and do something about it. Because sometimes we just go on about our lives and days, go to work and be like, oh well, we gotta go to work, we gotta do this. I don't feel like it today. Or if you don't have um sick days, you gotta be like, you think like, oh well, I have to go to work because I can afford to take a day off. So what I'm saying is, if you're watching me get out of debt and you have debt, you should do the same, because I know what goals I'm trying to reach, and I know what I want for the future of my family, because I have two kids, and myself, and I want the burden and weight off of me. So if anything happened, um, where it affects my finances, whether I lose a job or I'm not able to work or something, anything, need to take time off, I want to be able to have those options. So um, June 2026, I am in a I am around $125,000 in debt, and I have a plan to pay that off in 2 years, 24 months. Don't shoot me. I know, sounds crazy, but I did apply to some jobs, and I'm hoping that I get a call back soon, because I'm really trying to drop money on these debts as fast as possible. I did apply to Walmart, uh, and the surrounding cities of Walmart. I don't know if it's really beneficial with the gas and everything, but if I can see those debts slowly getting taken down, like the debt's going down. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. The debt's going down. I feel like I'm making progress. So, I think I think Walmart is weekly pay, so I'm hoping I can get a job there. I have a lot of years of customer service experience. I rather do like order filling or something. I just feel like that would be fun, something to do on the side. I do work at USPS full time. I am a rural carrier, so I do have to my office. I have to have a mail vehicle, a personal mail vehicle. So I get a paycheck from there every 2 weeks, but it's already like every 2 weeks I'm getting hardly anything out of it, because it's going to debt, bills, we got rent, we got lights, we got book fare, which is not a necessity, but it's just an example of like kid stuff that come up, field trips, things like that. Gas. I commute an hour to work to my full-time job at USPS. I commute there um, an hour there and an hour back. So I'm in the car for 2 hours just to get back and forth to work. That is a financial strain, but I've been doing it for about 6 going on 7 years. So it's kind of like normal now. I spend my own money for gas for to drive my mail van. So that is a lot too. But they reimburse you called it's called EMA. Um I don't really see um that the EMA reimbursement gas is really worth it. I maybe make over every 2 weeks, maybe 100 to 150 extra. Maybe I don't know. I haven't really calculated it, but I do know how much I set aside my budget for gas every 2 weeks. Um, I'm gonna go. I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm gonna um get into it to the debts I have. But before I show you guys the paper, do anybody want to guess what my highest debt is? It's my car payment. Dave Ramsey would be so disappointed. But I've tried to sell it. He always says, "Sell your car, sell your car." I've tried. I have some damage to my vehicle, and I rolled in negative equity into that loan. I bought it 2024. Yeah, so I think I'm going. I owe double than what it's worth. So I think it's best that I keep it and don't buy another vehicle for at least another 10 to 12 years unless something happens to it. We're going to ride that thing until the wheels fall off. Because I'm spending a lot of my money and I'm not building wealth, and it's holding me back because of it. I do invest into retirement through my job, the TSP. I do the minimum of 5% because they match the 5%. So I'm not gonna lose out on that free money because like 5% of my check is like maybe 150 ish. I don't know, every 2 weeks. So only about $300 a month I am spending toward retirement, but in return, I'm really getting about $600 invested. So that's why I need to pay off this debt as soon as possible because um, it's just a lot of things to think about. So I don't have a fancy screenshot, but I do have my notebook paper that I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you can see. Oh, well, it's the glare from the window. You can see the window blinds. But I'm just going to hold this up. If you can see it, maybe pause it. But I'll go over them um, and see what we have. I kind of listed them in order from smallest to largest. And one is out of order because I recently added that debt. And I'm trying not to add debt, new debt. I'm trying so hard not to add new debt. Okay, I'm gonna go over these quickly so I can finish out the video. Okay, so the first one is a firm. I just paid a payment on that yesterday, so it's really like $111. Then I have my iPhone, which I bought a couple years ago. I still have $250 left on that. I have a furniture account, which is shoes for my bed. It's $380 left on that. I have a salary advance loan through my bank that I get my paycheck from. I mean, direct deposit. That's $486. I have a loan with Mariner Finance. That's $900. I have medical debt from over the few years between me and my son. That's $877. I have Klarna, that's $291. I have regional finance, that is $1,268. I have credit one, $1,516. Big picture loans, do not recommend. They will eat you alive in interest. I'm paying that off ASAP. It's a hundred. It's $1,600. I have Capital One. That's $1,820. I just made a payment on that, so it's probably more like $1,720. I have PayPal. I just made a payment on that, so that's more like $1,887. Well, $1,787. I have school debt from the college that I was attending. I have that's two. It says 2,100, but it's really $2,339. I have funeral debt from where my biological father passed away, and yeah, we're just gonna say yeah. Okay. It says 1,900, but I'm thinking it's really $1,625. These are rough numbers that I wrote around June 3rd. It's now June 14th. So I've made payments and stuff. So I don't know the exact um, amounts, but I will get them because on the longest journey. I'm gonna get the exact numbers, and I can pull up some of the accounts um, to show that the balances are going down. We'll see the journey of that. I have a personal loan from the bank. This was another dumb decision. My I had a Nissan Altima 2022, and the transmission went out a year later. So I paid to get the transmission fixed. But something in my it was like seven to $8,000. I got it fixed. Something in my spirit was telling me that yeah, I paid that money to get it fixed, but I feel like it's gonna go out on me again. So I'm still paying on that Nissan Altima's transmission. Crazy. I know. Let's not judge here. We're trying to fix the mistakes. We're doing something about. We're moving forward. The mistakes have been made, so we're going to move forward. Okay. So, um, so I'm still paying on that. That's $5,344. Is I made a payment, so it's really more like 5,200 some dollars. So that's where the negative equity rolled into to my car payment because I think they trade the I still owed like 20 some thousand and they only gave me like 10,000. So I it was about 10,000 that got rolled into negative equity. Crazy. I know. We're not judging. We're taking accountability for the mistakes we made and we're going to move on. We're going to pay it off and move on. And never make those mistakes again. Okay, so all that consumer debt is around $19,900. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad, no. But the two heavy hitters is what really makes the $125,000 weigh so heavy. Once I get rid of all these small debts, these are 14 small debts. No, 15. They're 15 small debts. And they're about $20,000. So if I could knock out those small debts and it's $20,000, then I feel like I can breathe because then I only have two heavy hitters that I have to worry about, which is doable. So the two heavy hitters is my student loans in no degree, just me. Okay, we're not gonna judge for the mistakes. I can still get a degree though, and we're gonna do that. If I decide to do that, we're gonna do that without debts or student loans. So okay. So I'm currently not paying on those because I was enrolled last semester. So that's on pause. So I'm not making any payments on those, but I do plan on paying off my student loans. They're around $45,000. I do plan on paying those off. It's just not a priority. That would be the last debt that I will pay off. Um, the 20,000 of small debts is my priority right now. Then my second priority would be my car payment, which is $59,477. Yeah, real bad. Around $60,000 in car. And I've tried to sell it. They keep trying to give me like 20,000, 25,000. If I write a check, if I get a loan for 30 some thousand, paying on a car that I don't have, I'm only really saving like 20 some $1,000 of having to pay off debt, which is not a good trade, I don't think. If anybody know, have any suggestions, let me know. Cause I done been to CarMax, tried on Carvana, and I even tried to trade at my where I bought it from, and they're all around 20,000. Like I said, I have been in an accident. I have a cracked windshield, and there is some itched paint where I think a bird pooped on it, and I left it there too long, and it's like, yeah, I'm stressing out. So let's not let's move back to the numbers. Okay, so yeah, the loan started off like 70 some thousand, 77,000, and I've like I said, I've had it for 2 years, and I my phone had too much storage. I mean, the storage was full, so I had to delete something. Um, so like I was saying, I did ask for deferment for 2 months. I did get that. So hopefully that can help me get some of these small debts down. My car payment is dremel $1,342. I know. Let's not judge though, because I don't judge y'all. I don't. I don't have anything to judge y'all on. But if you were to tell me something like that, you know, I would be like, girl, why'd you do that? So I am looking at myself like, girl, why did you do that? At the time, it felt right because, like I said, I dealt with a car that transmission went out, and it was only a couple years old. So, matter of fact, it wasn't a 2022; it was a 2020 Nissan Altima, and it went out only being 2 years. The transmission went out only being 2 years old. So I didn't want to deal with that drama again, and I got more drama because I was like, let me get a brand new car. Let me get my dream car that I want. Because if I'm going to be paying for something every month, I want it to be nice, what I want. And like I said, I do a lot of driving in my car. I have an hour commute to work and an hour commute back from work. So I'm 2 hours commuting 2 hours a day in my car. So I want it to be something nice. So I did that. And I'm here. So yeah, $59,477 on my car I owe, and I pay $1,350 a month for that. So for a grand total, that is my around $125,000 in debt. Like I said, I estimated to be that because I do have payments coming out like every other day to take care of this stuff. Um, so wish me luck on getting a part-time job. I know it's not going to be much coming from those those places that I'm applying for, but it's something. So if I see something um, slowly eating the balance away, I feel like I feel like I'm making progress. So pray for me that I get a second job. I'm going to keep applying to other places, and yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.